You feel we are not being taught enough morals in our school, or we don't.
We are not taught enough. We are losing enough
morals. Okay, every day.
Yeah, every day, due to your document is authentic based on some certain things.
Okay. Come with some certain things may be authentic.
Yes.
Okay. What's saying at the document?
Thank you. And those things, there are some you need to have to avoid problem tomorrow. See, that you have a all certificate doesn't mean that government cannot take the land from you. It's just that they will react differently based on the documents that is in your possession. Yes, if you have something like C of O, which is certificate of occupancy, you know that this direct approval is from the state government. So which means that if the state government wants to make use of the land, like I told you guys before, that every land belongs to the government, that the government
So today we'll be talking about real estate, renting in Nigeria. The question in the minds of every Nigerian youth is the issue of land fraud. A lot of my friends have lost their investments regarding this particular issue. They buy land and tomorrow they are telling them that they are being told that there is one issue. So how do we solve this menace in our society? How do people gain their confidence again in buying lands as a property?
I think before I will answer this particular question, I want you to first of all understand some certain things. Okay. It must not be on real estate, but right now I'm going to shift on value, societal value. Okay. Because everything that happens in life has to be a cause for it. Okay. So, and it starts from somewhere. So now, first of all, the economy is affecting how people behave. The economy is affecting the value and norms of the society. Then the society is also losing morals daily by how they are being affected for survival. So, talking about this societal value, we need to take some countries, for example. In Japan, if someone is enrolled into academy, at a certain age and level, they won't be writing exam. Okay. They will work on their programming. They will be teaching them morals, how to live, and how to survive on their own till they get
as a course
in school. You'll be when you guys, even if it's kindergarten, the primary section, when you guys come to the school, you'll be learning if it's football, if it's how to wash plates, how to greet your elders. That is what they will work on to get to a certain grade. Okay. Now, this programming help the society to work on a particular range. That's why if you get to some certain country, you say that this country is a crime-free country. It's a programming.
You mean the citizens are already programmed?
Yeah, the citizens are already programmed to behave well.
To be behaving in that
Yes, program. Humans are savage without rules and regulations. They are born to be rivals, understand? So now humans need control.
You feel we are not being taught enough morals in our school, or we
are not taught enough. We are losing enough
morals. Okay, every day.
Yeah, every day, due to the instinct of a human to survive. When in a particular ecosystem and you are not living, rather you are surviving, is a different ball game.
Okay.
You are meant to behave like an animal just to survive.
Just to survive.
Yeah, but in a society that is being programmed well, everybody knows their left and right. Everybody knows the rules and regulations. You understand law even when you are not in school. You understand that this is the rule of the country. But most times the society are even ignorant of what is law, what particular law governs a certain business.
The society is ignorant of what?
The
Society.
laws and regulation of
Okay.
the country.
The people in the society.
Yeah, the people are ignorant of that. They are not being taught well. Maybe the standard of education, all that are in a contribution
Did
for
we even
that.
study constitution in school, Nigerian constitution? I think it's one of the things, important things that we should study in school.
Yes, but I
We
don't
don't
think
study that.
I don't know if for people that study government, but you know there are some things that are meant to be a compulsory stuff.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a compulsory, like a course on its own. Like it's a full book now. You know the constitution, your left and right. Maybe something that we should be studying.
Even if you don't study that in school, I think is good for a business starter to go and check the rules and regulations that govern what is going into. Then what makes you a good investor is for you to research. You know, if you can't do your analysis proper,
yeah,
you are bound to do a wrong investment.
okay.
It's not the fault of the person that convince you to invest in that.
Okay.
It's not you're ignorant. There's no excuse for ignorance. Understand?
Okay.
The consequences is you're going to pay for the consequences.
You're going to pay the price.
Yeah, you're going to pay the price for being ignorant. Understand? So if you are in that move to be a good investor, you should understand the business, you should understand the marketing, you should understand, even if you don't have time to check all that, employ someone. That's why we have real estate consultants. So that is when you now have a particular someone that look into properties for you when you want to go into investing. Even if it's not about real estate, even if it's another business, if you want to go into oil and gas, you need to get a broker. You need to get someone that will give you a guideline of how the business is being run before you can be able. Then when you get that particular person and they are working under your own umbrella, it's left for you, the investor, to now know, okay, am I confident enough to take this move? By then you are being analyzed, understand about the program. So you are asking me about the fraud in real estate. One is caused by the loss of moral in our society, which is we are in a society where values are depreciating. Good values, good morals are is already vanishing from the system where everyone is now surviving. So you know, if you are in the state of survival, you can do anything to survive. Understand? So I can't say for sure that fraud in real estate will ever stop. I can only say that it can be controlled and minimized if the proper steps have been taken. Understand? So we can still go into those steps that are possible for it to reduce. Understand? So but for now, I say that our society is part of the problem. Wrong information is also part of the problem, from the owners of the investment and you that is the investor. Because whatever you want to do, you need to go and do a proper research. So don't blame it on anybody.
Okay. So you're saying before you make an investment in properties, you need to research. Then apart from that, you need to get someone that is experienced in that field to be able to
A professional into that field.
And then you
that work on your own interest.
Yeah, because in the Bible they used to I'm a man, so when you are not part of the problems I am as a people.
Yeah, that is another problem, and it's very common, I guess, where everyone is acting as a middleman, even when they don't have the knowledge of that.
It's common. I saw it very well in my field. I'm an accountant, and what we see every day is people doing accounting in their business on their own. There is no way you get everything. You are not an accountant. So it's that basics that we are taught, maybe neighbor boy or imago or batanalasia nenka or nyawakahama. They hardly account for everything, and part of the problem our businesses are having. So somebody might be thinking he's making profit, but you're not making profit. If you take the equity of the business, you find out that you're not making profit. A lot of things are not being accounted for. Okay, so I think it's, if I can relate it to real estate, it's almost the same thing. You're saying, I'm a man, malunde bayalo, where. Okay, so we get that. So what are the steps you think that we can take to control this land fraud?
Okay, like
Because
I said,
you people are preaching, sorry to cut you, people are preaching every day, land.
People want to buy. But
exactly.
ndị golo ego na-ebe akwa. Okay? Ndị golo ego na so I know there is a recent story that is very heartbreaking. Someone golana. And recently, obezi ilu n'ụzọ asị ya na ebe a bụ ụzọ n'ụzọ gara ya. Masị ndị a, ụkwa na-elesi ulube ewo mmụ ntelesi ka ọ bịara asị ya n'ụzọ gara ya. Ndị lebe ya anọpụta na ha ma n'ụzọ gara ebe a. So it's very painful, and he's bought this land for 80 million naira. Sị ya n'ụzọ gara ebe okpote gị aja kpote okwute na-alụzi na-alụ fence. Ọ na-egwu akwa, ọ na-agụ anya mmiri. You get, because you imago only budget for this. Call Zionia, say another galeba, and you couldn't do anything about it.
We have familiar stories like that, but like I said, you can't run away from the truth.
Okay.
As an investor, you need to be an intelligent investor.
Okay.
You can't just because there is because investment is good, you just invest anything you see or any. So in the process of trying to invest, there is what we call conviction.
Okay.
Conviction comes as a result of research done properly. Then you now give yourself a self-thought. Am I convinced enough to go into this? But we tend to forget the things that matters a lot, which is that little time you say, okay, I have so amount of money, I want to invest it.
Mm-hmm.
But the same person that said I have this amount of money, I want to invest, we not give him or herself 1 week to do research.
Just 1 week, and he's
week.
Trying to invest his lifetime savings.
So, but they will be like, Alpha. They'll try to connect. They don't have time to check for themselves. Understand? So then, when you do that proper research, you will now find that before I can go into this investment, there are some certain things this particular company need to have already before I can be able to do business with them. If they don't have this, that means they are not standard enough for me to transfer my wealth to them. You know, investment is a transfer of wealth. So imagine you transferring wealth and you are transferring to a hand that is not capable to hold the wealth. That means
secure the wealth.
That means you are not a good investor. So, and the person receiving the money will lavish it. Do anything.
You're smiling.
So the blame first of all goes to the investor.
The investor. Yeah. Okay. The investor.
So, that lack the fact, like you don't understand that it's your responsibility to do enough research
as an investor.
Another thing there is the next blame should go to the government. Okay. Where before you do investment, it varies from states. There are some documents that are so important in a particular state, and there are some that are not that too important. Why there are some extra documents being allocated in a particular state because of their system.
Okay, states have systems.
Yes. So now this is where you need consultants. This is where you need people, experts on that. So you can't just go into oil and gas because you feel like you have money. You just go. So this is thank you. Even if it's moving industry, and you feel like you have money, but you don't want to follow the process. People, you bound to meet the wrong people. Understand? So the music industry is the same. You meet wrong people. So every business you want to enter there's a system in control of that.
Okay.
So you research.
Do your research.
Then when you now know how the government work of a particular state, like when the first time I got in contact with Senator Obanese, former Senator Obanese, we were talking on real estate. So he was telling me that before he bought the lands he got in Abuja, that he went to the Ministry of Land and got the plan of the particular area.
Okay. Wow. So people can access this information.
Yes, you can access those
plans. As a citizen of Nigeria.
You can access it. So this is an intelligent investor trying to know what is the government planning. From what is government planning in a particular area. That area might be bush, empty land, but due to what government is planning around there, you as an estate developer, you can go and get some land and wait. This is where land banking comes in.
Okay.
And when you are buying, understand what government want that area to be. Don't buy land because you feel like there's an empty land. Buy because of what you are using it for. Are you doing a commercial real estate? Commercial real estate where people cannot build the residential home. They will have to be doing businesses area.
And people don't know this information.
They don't understand all this. They just go and buy land. Tomorrow they will tell you government did not sign this thing. All those things, because those areas you bought those lands are industrial.
And government have right to demolish that.
Yes, now every land in a country belongs to the government first.
Is it the state or the federal?
The state, from the state to federal.
Okay.
So that's why you need C of O, which is certificate of ownership. You understand? Okay. So the C of O is the signature from the state house.
Is it different from certificate of occupancy?
It's the same.
Okay, it's the same thing. Okay.
So the signature comes from the state government.
Okay.
You understand? So it's like a form they are giving to you that, okay, this land belongs to you truly. We sign it for you. So government is signing it out. So that's why it's the biggest form of certificate for land. Understand? Okay. But now, be an investor, understanding that, okay, this particular area, is it necessary to have this C of O? What if, even if I can't get this C of O from the state of government, can I get which particular kind of document? So, we have rural and urban areas.
Yes.
When you want to buy land in urban areas, where you know that the eyes of government are more closer, you are born to do enough research.
As an investor,
you can go to the commissioner for land, search for that land. Understand? When you search for the land, you now know if this particular land is meant for commercial. Meanwhile, the land you are looking for is where you want to build your home. Then you check if government has a particular plan for that area. So they are not selling it. And you went and bought it from the villagers. This is where you now have problem.
That reminds me. The lands owned by the villagers in the rural area, they don't have C of O's.
Those ones is because of that, like I said, there's a system. What we operate as the Igbos is kindred kind of government. So where we monarchy and all that, where we have the king, so if you come down, you see kindred, and kindred most times they are in charge of some particular land in the area. So now, apart from those ones, I'm now telling you, as a citizen of a country, Nigeria has a constitution. Every land belongs to government.
Okay.
But that does not mean your Igwe is not in control of your village.
Land.
Not in control of your land. That's why governors now can declare who is Igwe in your village. Because everything has to follow rules and regulations.
Modus operandi.
Thank you. But in all that, we still follow every process. So I will talk about how real estate get the lands they sell, whether the rural pattern or the urban pattern, but whichever way, that I can explain that later. But for now, you need to do your research before you do investment.
Yeah.
The blame should go to the government where there is no enforcement on those their rules they brought for a particular store. So
they don't enforce until they are ready for the land. Yes, they now come.
So they don't do enforcing. They don't do things in a way that they understand that government first before the people. There are some areas government need to put up a certain things. People will now come and invest and build what they want to build. So, but those things are not visible. So even when you try to go through the government parastatals, you end up meeting those wrong eggs that will give you fake certificate, fake signatures, a lot of things. So, like I told you, when the society is losing their norms and values, everybody is surviving. So imagine
so there's no limit to what can be done. Something
can
that
sign
is
signature.
unimaginable.
Yes, people can sign
and they come out tomorrow and say it's not their signature.
People can sign signature telling you that it's government that signed it, and you think it's the governor that signed it. Understand?
And it's not the governor that signed it.
Yes. So a lot of people are trying to survive.
And there's no way you can reach out to the governor and say, are you really the one that signed the signature?
There is a way you can reach out. That's why every government offices has like they have branches, they have sectors. So you know that this sector is in charge of land. Go through the normal process. Go through the normal
Don't
process.
cut corners.
Don't cut corners. That is the problem you have as a real estate developer. Then when you get those lands properly, your investors need to research on what document are you showing them before they will be convinced to buy.
Okay, they need to research. Very important.
Most times, an estate can start selling a particular land, but you, the investor, did not check their documents. You did not ask them certain questions.
Questions you're supposed to ask. The fact that people are estate developers, they are telling people to come and invest in this particular area does not mean that their document is legit.
Anybody, see, that's what we call organized crime. Anybody, any group of persons can organize a crime and execute it properly. So you don't. It's not the blame.
This is serious.
Yes, now this one is not the blame of the government.
This is serious. So this is huge. This is huge. So you're saying, don't come out tomorrow and start crying that you experience or you get defrauded trying to buy a land. Make sure you do the necessary research before you invest in land banking. Before you invest, there is this I think I said it in one of the episodes we did the other time. Is it okay to give who is in the best position to go and research for you? If you need an expert to go and research about this estate or where you want to buy a land, purchase a piece of land, is it a lawyer or estate valuer and surveyor, or is it real estate consultant, or who is in the better position to go and research, or an expert in that field for someone to go and meet and say, okay, fine, help me, I want to buy a land in so place?
All these people you called are all important.
Yes.
They are all important. First of all, you need to tell yourself, what stage are you in life?
Okay.
So, since you are an adult, your stage now is supposed to have a lawyer by this time. Supposed to have, you must not have the surveyor, other things, but at this your age and time, you're supposed to have a lawyer friend. So now, before you go into the investing on a particular property or a particular state, and you have a lawyer in that state, you can ask the lawyer some certain questions concerning the state on land matters.
Okay.
Now, due to you want to do real estate investment.
Yeah.
Basically, a lawyer is one particular side. Like, is not vast.
It's not vast.
Yeah, he will tell you what he knows.
What he knows.
So
yeah.
the more reason you will need a real estate consultant like us is because we are more experienced and we have the whole connection. Like we have the whole. I don't know how to put it. We know how to go about it to get those information. Even if it's commissioner for land that I want to get the project, we already have the real contacts that will give us the real information we want. The lawyers, we have standard lawyers already that we can work with. So getting all those information, I can give you the proper information you want before you invest. That's why you hire a real
Real
estate
estate
consultant.
consultant to do all the
Yeah.
work for you.
So, and in this real estate consultant of a team, we have levels. Understand? So, if you can say, okay, there is what we call broker. Someone can be a real estate broker. Another person can be a real estate rector. Understand? So, both of them are slightly different.
Okay.
A broker can hire a rector.
Okay.
Understand? So, but these days, like I said, a lot of things are not really working in a particular areas. Like for example, in Anambra, everybody, you can easily see a rector than a broker.
Okay.
A broker is someone that gets information directly from the real estate.
Okay.
A broker can work for different real estates.
Okay.
Get information, employ rectors that can get buyers.
Okay, realtors are people that go out there and get buyers.
Realtors are another name for agents.
Okay.
Understand?
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
but rectors are more equipped than just agents. Because without information, you can't be a good rector.
So you need all the information
You
you
need to be informed properly.
So they are equally versatile.
They are equally versatile.
But a broker is somebody
a broker is more versatile.
Okay,
A broker is more big.
The person that has direct contact to the land that they are selling, the agents are advertising.
Yes.
Is that it? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes.
Okay.
But you know that, like I said, the way things work now, people are now working as a rector
and
as
a broker
at the same time.
at the same
There's
time.
no difference anymore.
Okay.
Because even a real estate company doesn't have time to be working with this. You are just a broker. This one is nobody has that time. Everybody is now a
realtor and the broker.
A developer.
Yeah, a developer.
Understand?
Okay.
So the real estate owners are the developer because they are the ones building, construction, all that, the plans. They go into a particular area, develop it, start selling the piece of land.
So those people are different from the brokers and the realtors.
Those developers are the main real estate owners. They are so they are big.
If I get you correctly, these are people that go and get source for the land, get an area they want to develop, get a plan, what the government wants that area to be, whether it's residential or commercial, and
they
then
have their own plan on what
they have want to do also in that estate.
Now they ship the information to brokers.
Brokers
get the information to rectors.
And the rectors start marketing, people start investing. Okay, then when you want to develop, they now tell you what you can do here
and what you cannot do here. So, but like I say, there are so many types of real estate. Understand?
Yeah, coming to this real estate, is it the developers that do something like this? I've seen in Port Harcourt, went to one estate that before you come in, you sign in. Somebody has to give you a password to come into the estate. It's a very big estate, too. But somebody must give you. But why don't we have something like that in this side of the country?
No. That one is called a system.
A system.
This is how this estate operates. This is how this estate is being governed.
Okay.
Understand? An estate is owned by an estate is owned by individuals that came together to invest in a particular body. Understand? Let's say that there's what we call Sharon Estates. Before you invest in Sharon Estates, you go to their office, you get the right information about Sharon Estate. What's the plan of Sharon Estate? Is it an open estate? Is it an estate that you can build what you want to build? Or is it an estate that has a particular pattern of housing? Then, in the pattern of housing, how is it being governed? Is it an estate that we have a central body of lights where every light is being controlled by a unit? So the estate manages the light. You understand? So the security aspect, you need to check it. You need to check the system, how the security works.
So all this things depends on the developers.
Yeah, it depends on the developer.
So even after developing an estate, you are still in charge of the estate.
Yes, now.
Ooh.
You are in charge of it because you are in charge of it based on management. That's what we call real estate management. You have a piece of land, you have a plan for then people that are interested in that kind of plan and that kind of system, they will invest in it. Everybody will live. Then the system runs.
You make sure the system is running.
Yes, and work for them. Even in the lighting aspect, they control everything. People will not misbehave. So they have a system that
this
works.
is huge.
So there are some estates you have stadiums. There's some estates you have their own shopping
malls. Depending on the people that is developing.
It depends on the area, the distance, the vast of land.
Okay. So you mentioned something about control. How do we control this land defrauding? How do we control? You mentioned some things, and I want you to throw more light on them before we can move to another thing.
Okay, I think I'll keep repeating the same thing.
Yeah.
Do your research.
Okay, do your research.
Yeah,
do your research.
Because when you have the proper information, for the chances of being defrauded, we minimize. The government will not be everywhere
to help you.
But if you are security conscious, you will work on some security terms
that will help you.
So you can't just invest anyhow without research.
You can't just wake up in the morning and start borrowing money anyhow.
One rule of business is that you should remove. There is nothing like trust.
Okay.
Yes. What works in business is instinct, the approval of your instinct. So that's why we call it risk management. In the risk management, you know that this thing I'm going into is a risk, but I have to manage it. There's risk management in crypto. There's risk management in forest. There's risk management in real estate. Anything that has to do with finance, transfer of wealth, needs you to analyze what you are going into. So the government should not be blamed. Do you understand me?
Yeah, I understand.
You can't just squarely blame the government due to they didn't let's talk about Dubai.
Okay.
Dubai, why I said we need to blame our government, but sometimes we don't need to totally blame them. I believe that we all have something to work on. Our government need to improve on certain things. Individually need to work on certain things too. If not, the society is bound to.
Okay, so I think some ladies are complaining that landlords don't give them, don't rent out houses to them.
Okay, I will come to that. I've not gone into the renting aspect.
Okay,
we are still talking about real estate.
Okay,
okay. Renting is just part of it. Understand?
Yeah.
So, but what I'm trying to talk about Dubai here is that before you go into Dubai real estate, you have to go through the government. Now, the government approves you when they see the prototype of your
estate.
Of your estate. So developers work with the government standard. So that's why I said the government need to be blamed sometimes.
They don't have a standard. Yeah, they don't
some states don't have standards. Some states don't enforce on their standard too. You can't just create law and you don't create enforcement agencies. Understand?
Yeah.
So, and let's say not that we don't have enforcement agencies that are created by government. I'm talking about the working aspect, the work rate of those, because most times they will give you wrong signature. There are a lot of people they employ working under the government parastatals. Most of them are not qualified to work in that area. A lot of corruption has gone on the foundation of our government. So where people don't follow the proper way of doing things. So
that's one of the problems.
Dubai, the prototype, they need to check the prototype, what you are trying to build in the land of Dubai. So they will now check if it's standard enough in the programming they have about the country.
Or that particular area.
They are trying
Once
to develop. Once it's approved, you will start your marketing and know how you want to attract your investors. And due to the level of standard they have kept on the value system of the business in that area, people now invest even without seeing the real structure. They only invest seeing just the prototype. Understand? So now people travel to Dubai, go to an estate mall, check the prototype the estate want to build.
It will be there already.
If it's something that catch their fancy, they will invest in it and wait for the time being. Maybe the estate will tell you that this particular project will take us 5 years. Everybody will start investing their money. Before the 5 years, the structure has been done. Understand? And you start earning from it.
Oh, the estates will be the people that build the houses by themselves.
That's why we have types of estates.
Oh, okay, depending on the system. Okay.
Just like if it's here, most things that work in Anambra is empty lands. People are selling empty lands. So, but in some certain areas, you don't just sell empty land because there is no land to even sell. What you now see is old houses to renovate. Understand? So when you see few land, you'll be forced to develop the land and sell the buildings. Understand? So everything work according to the state you find yourself.
So is it just in Anambra that you people have lands for sale?
We have land in almost all the states
in Nigeria.
Yes, almost. So depending on the state we want to focus in, like we focus on Port Harcourt, Abuja, Delta State, Anambra, Abia State. So that is where we focus on. So and what attract developers are the plans of the government. What are the things the government have in plan in particular states?
So you people already have those mapped out plan for those areas. Your realtors are marketing for people to come and buy. You already have that. You equally have a system in your estate, or you depending on the area, you have different things you want to do there.
Okay, it depends on what the estate you are coming to invest in. Like I said, as an investor, you are not born to be ignorant of what you are doing.
No, I'm talking about you in your real estate business now. I'm talking about you. Do you have in which area do you have a system you have in place to do for a particular area, or is it just you buy land, you develop for yourself?
No, every state we are in depends on what works in that state.
Yeah.
At a particular time. So in Abuja, we due to the area we are selling land, empty land. Then we have plan for the estate. There's in the estate there is residential area and there is commercial area. The commercial is where you can buy and build a plaza. The commercial area is where the some businesses can come in because it's meant to be in the estate. Commercial areas where an individual or the developer can build a mini school. For people that don't want their children to go very far from home, they can go. They can be attending the school inside the estate.
Okay,
understand? So all these things are what is you need to put in consideration when trying to invest. You need to check what is in that estate. Then you now choose how to invest in it. Are you coming for just a residential? You buy, and the residential, some estates build the houses and sell. Some don't build, they sell the empty land. Then individual build what they want to build. Understand?
Okay.
So
it depends on the state
and what works in the state.
Okay. Let's go into renting. People ask questions all the time that when they want to rent a place, the landlords don't normally give houses to ladies. Do you people sell to ladies in real estate business? Or is it just the men that have the right to purchase lands and do as they want?
Okay, you asked me 2 questions.
Yes, at the same time.
So at the same time, but me answering these renting aspects, I think you need to understand something, that the only way to succeed in real estate is to see yourself as a businessman.
Okay.
Understand? How does business work? Business is all about profit and loss.
Okay.
And apart from the profits and loss, everybody works on their interest.
Mm.
There's an interest for the person that want to come into your house, and there is an interest plan for the landlord that want to rent out his building.
Mm.
Now, the interest there is that I want to be making my money. I'm not running a charity organization. Understand? So now, if you want to give out your house, there are some things you put in consideration by your lawyer that is your consultant that helps you and guides you on how humans behavior works. You know, when your lawyer tells you, we have cases of tenants, you will, as a good landlord, you want to avoid those kind of similar stories. So, and if those stories come more from the female gender, I think you are born to run from the female gender as a good landlord.
As a good landlord.
Understand?
Okay.
So that's why I say you need to be a good investor, or you choose to be a good landlord. Understand? So, like I said, I'm not a landlord yet.
Yeah.
But I'm a land developer. Understand? So I don't know how tenants behave for now. So I can't answer what I don't really have
in
the
rent.
right
Okay.
information. So, but in terms of general speaking, everybody is going for their interest. They feel like men pays their rent than women. The lawyer can, another landlord can feel like women they pay their rent past men. So it depends on.
So it's an individual thing.
Yes, it's
okay, but in real estate, you people, everybody can buy land. In real estate,
there is no discrimination.
There is no discrimination.
Even like they say, a woman can shock you.
Yeah.
A man can shock you. You don't know who has this money. Or you, as a businessman, you don't have enemies, you don't have friends.
Okay, I wanted to ask you about land agents, which are the realtors. But I think you've answered most of the question about them. How do we know the fake ones? How do we know if this person is a real land agent? Is there any way that can help us to know? Because some people are falling, victims of this land defrauding.
I keep telling people the same thing. The easiest way. I'm not talking about the investor now. I'm talking to rectors now. They can hear me wherever they are. What decorates you as a good rector is your depthness of your knowledge.
Okay.
When you are speaking, the investor is listening. They are paying attention at your confidence. They want to understand. Once you lack information, you will lose confidence. So, and your confidence is the only thing that can mash up their instinct to approve to invest. Not because you are handsome, not because you are beautiful, and not because they know you as a friend. They want to know if this wealth transfer I'm about to practice, this person or what me transferring this wealth to him or her.
And the person can secure it.
So a lot of investors are not good researchers, so they don't consider a lot of things. They just do things by familiarity. Now my guy is my friend. Now my sister brother.
They are not grounded.
So they are not grounded. They just invest, and you find that the people that complains about this fraud is always complaining because they invested through their friend.
Without researching.
They don't go through professionals. And so, like I said about the rectors, what decorates you as a good rector is your depthness of knowledge. That is number one. Number two, try and work with a particular company.
Yeah, so how do we know the real estate companies? Is there a way to know the real ones? Is it equally your research?
Yes, that's why you also need to be a grounded rector.
Investor.
Yeah, don't be a type that they just call Alpha come carry these clothes, go out there, just bring people, I go pay you this amount of money. Just they do things anyhow, maybe for survival's sake, but you didn't do research.
Brown.
So
is it recording? Okay.
So before you work with a particular company, you go back and research about the company.
I think they according to the story, I say female realtors make more money, make more sales than male realtors. Is that true?
I can't say it's true because what works for you does not work for me.
Okay.
And what works for particular people. So do you have a complete data at what you are saying now? Do you have the data?
People are just saying that most not the females actually. I'm sorry. I think the males make more sales than the females, and the females are complaining that most of the people that wants to buy from them
There are
is
some before
giving them
yes,
one condition or the other.
There are some business that requires masculinity, and there are some business that requires more femininity. So you need to like now, you can sell wigs, but you know that it works more for a female. There are more
men sell hairs.
Yes, now there are more female
hair sellers than male.
This one, there are more. See, real estate is masculine, more of masculine. You get the trust in it. It's not every lady that can chest it. Understand? So it's not everyone that can stand in the storm of real estate.
So how do realtors control the danger of taking a client to a location? Because you can actually face a danger. Like when you get there, you can be kidnapped, or you can, face any kind. How do you people take care of the, the safety measures before taking a client to a location, and where you're going, if you're safe, if the security, how do you people take care of that?
All right. Okay. First of all,
or to protect the client himself that is going into the forest with you.
What you are asking is one-sided question. You know why?
Yeah.
It's not the only problem we see in real estate.
Okay.
When it comes to security aspects, you are talking about taking the client to the site.
To decide how safe can the person be.
Now, when the land is not safe from onset, everything is bound to happen. So when a real estate does not get a proper land in a proper way, you can be coming and you can be attacked by your opponent. Understand? So maybe you're a good investor, you're not at fault, you just want to go and see the land, and you become a victim. Now,
it's serious.
Now, real estate is also born to be a victim of kidnappers. Fulani men. A lot of things happens in the place. So that's why you need to understand that security is paramount. It's not something you play with. That you take care of the security aspect of your real estate does not mean the land you are selling is a bad land. You are just taking security measures. Apart from selling the wrong land, you can still be kidnapped. Understand? Yes, you can still be. Like I said, everything work according to the state. If you are doing a real estate if you're a real estate developer in Southeast, you should understand that we are suffering from insecurity in all ramifications. So you should not be living life anyhow. You need to be conscious of your security.
So before you go to a location, you should make sure you make your research.
So even if you don't use the police, you can make use of the rural
vigilant group. Okay.
Understand? To work with.
We work with
understand?
them
What
before you get to a location.
Is for your safety.
Yeah.
Understand? So that does not mean it's only the investor that is paramount to danger. Understand? Then it all depends on the kind of estate too. If it's an estate that is already work in progress, I believe there is a steady security living in the estate already.
If it's
an empty land that is still on sales, you need to take security measures before you take people inside the bush. You take security measures. You don't just go inside.
Okay, I want to talk about the documents that you're being given after buying a land now, for you to be sure that these documents are correct. But before we go into those documents that prove that this land actually belongs to you, let's take a short break, and when we come back, we'll dive into that. Right. AUF, voice your thoughts. Back on. Document or ya be nyeki na ka afa the document or ya kana ka afa document or ga ya po igbo niile na aso onwe document or ya be nyeki na obu no nke nwan because I na-atụ ndị mmadụ also with akwụkwọ ha ji.
Okay, first of all, your document is authentic based on some certain things.
Okay. So come with some certain things may be authentic.
Yes.
Okay.
So-
What's say in the document?
Thank you. And those things has to do with also the environment, the state. If you want to purchase a land, like I told you guys before, in the rural areas, there are some things that are paramount. In the urban, there are some things that are paramount. If you are investing in urban, putting in consideration of so many things, you need to understand that some particular documents are more better than the others. There are some you need to have to avoid problem tomorrow. See, that you have a all certificate doesn't mean that government cannot take the land from you. It's just that they will react differently based on the documents that is in your possession. Yes, if you have something like C of O, which is certificate of occupancy, you know that this direct approval is from the state government. So which means that if the state government wants to make use of the land, like I told you guys before, that every land belongs to the government, that the government wake up today and had the plan on a particular area and want to make use of the land, the certificate you have will determine the compensation that you will get from the government. So with your C of O, the government is in approval with you. They will compensate you.
Before they take back the land.
They will take the land. They
So
will compensate
what?
you.
About the more C of O, okay, you are being we haven't compensated.
I'm not saying that they won't compensate you, but that C of O is a sure that they must
Or you
compensate
take them
you.
to court.
Yeah, or you take them to court. So because this approval is coming from them.
Yeah. C of O.
So-
Something more than the
Then with other documents, like there was what we call irrevocable power of attorney. Because this irrevocable power of attorney comes when you want to have a legal agreement with your assigner, the person that assigned the land to you, the person that transferred the ownership of his particular land to you. You want to have a legal agreement
between you
between
and the person.
But that does not mean there is no agreement of memorandum before. That agreement between the assigner and the assignee, the investor and the owner of land, is called deed of assignment.
Yeah, the broker now.
It's not the broker here.
Onye.
The developer, the land he's selling, the document he issues to his investor is called deed of assignment. The document clarify or shows that there is a transfer of ownership of a particular piece of land. So that the deed of assignment is where you get the indications, the numbers, the beacon numbers, and every details signed by the assigner and the assignee. Understand? So that is what I'm trying to let you understand.
So what's the difference between this deed of assignment and the power of attorney?
The difference is that all of them are agreement. All of them are written agreements
Between the assigner,
the assigner
and the
and the
assignee.
assignee. But you going further to get irrevocable power of attorney is like you are now providing a legal base, maybe through your own lawyers, because who gives this irrevocable power of attorney is the lawyer.
The lawyer of the assigner.
The
Lawyer
lawyer
of the assignee.
the lawyer of the assigner. Anybody can get it. What is important is everybody signing.
Okay, everybody signing.
Yes.
Okay, it's just an agreement.
It's an agreement
between the two
document.
parties, the person selling
you.
and the person buying.
Yes. There's also another one they call accession. Accession has to do with government too, but it's like an approval statement from the government that a particular piece of land is allocated to someone. Understand? And the how it's being operated is that if there's a particular amount government demands from the assigners, so when they are selling it, they will add it to the investor. So, and this kind of thing, for you to avoid those kind of cases where you see a particular, you go to a particular area and they are selling this estate 5 million. Understand? And this one they are selling it 10 million. It's in the same area. It's just okay. Here is selling 10 million. Here is selling 7 million. It's in the same area. It's just that these people added their accession fee which they remit to government. But the other people did not include that. It makes their own price reduce, and you rush and invest without understanding the documents. Later you will still pay government the 3 million for you to be for you to be able to build in that particular land, which is a standard of the government.
So okay, somebody can decide not to collect it whenever you want to build. The government will come and collect it from you. Then so, there's another people that will now collect it from you and pay to the government. So nobody will disturb you.
It's just again the same form of telling you about development levy. It's just another form, because that one works more on allocations, land that are being given by
but
government.
Those ascensions, what's the word? Accession. So, but it means ownership. The government cannot just any government cannot just come in tomorrow and say they are taking back the land.
It's like in a particular state they practice more of governors approval or governors consent. You see some documents be like in their flyer they will write governors consent. It shows that there is an approval from the governor. Understand?
Does it make it temporal because the governor can leave office tomorrow? Does it make it temporal?
Like I said, it depends. It depends on the system. It depends on the particular state. Understand? Governor's concept maybe the place is a residential area, but it needs to be approved by governor. So it shows that before you purchase that particular piece, you need to get the governor's consent. Understand? Okay, that does not mean it doesn't belong to you. It's just that this is a system that works in that particular area. Understand?
So what about apart from getting an urban area, you can govern on any accession, or so to speak. What about in getting common? In getting modern you say develop the water from home.
This is where I think that is where we have so many problems already, because like I said, if you're in a system where enforcement is not being taken serious, everybody is bound to misbehave. We are in a system that has constitution, yet people obeying constitution is hard for them, and enforcement of those constitutions is still hard from the government. Understand? Okay, we have a government system, and also we still have this rural system whereby most land are owned by the villagers or the Igwe, and the developer did not go through those processes, or you went through the process but you didn't complete their process, depending on the people.
So the Ministry of Land access to garden and rural areas. What in charge?
They have access to everything. They only have access if there is a government
plan for that
area.
Let
me take for example now. When the government wanted to build airports, they went to the villagers to map out land for them. Where can we build airport in your village? They will now choose where to give government.
So no villagers in where they are.
Yes, they will now choose where to give government. It's not that government is, understand where I'm going. It's not that government cannot come and take the land. As a government, you can't just work against your people. The essence of Igwe, PG, and all that is for you to get to the villagers through their leaders. So when you are coming in my village or in my constituency, you work with the person in charge. That does not mean you cannot send an order, but we are in a democracy where people are going. So it's not the military rules where you just point. Understand? You work with the ruler
people,
the cabinet. They will now choose where is best for them, and government will now check if it's also best for their interest too. Everybody will accept the whole planning and executive. Understand? So there are some land maybe government have mapped out for airport and you didn't know. Maybe because they have not started the project, you now went and bought land around the area,
and the people in the area are still selling to people.
And the people in the area are still selling. They won't even give you the information. You see, this is where as an investor you need to research more.
You need to research. I don't
I don't know. I don't think they want to use that place
For airport again because we
because
now have an airport.
yeah, we now have an airport
So
here.
ndo by ele
So
kwa
now
government.
the Ndoba, maybe from the agreement, maybe the land is still government owned, but they will not use it for airport. They will use it for another thing. So you now be a victim by buying from local people or all these village agent that doesn't have an address. You know, you can't just do a word transfer without investing on people that has an address. Understand? So that is why you need to go through the mission.
What about leasing a land?
Those ones are
the person that has land.
No,
himself.
those ones are types of real estate.
Okay, the forms of real estate.
Yeah,
Okay,
Okay,
can we know?
Maybe it works more on a commercial scales where the areas is developed already and a particular company want to use it for something. And you, the owner, is not ready to use it. You can lease it out. Sometimes it works for industrial layouts, it works for anything. It depends on what they want to use. So the leasing has to do with the owner of the land agreeing with the investor on the how many years he wants to transfer the ownership to the investor, to the person that wants to make use of
now
the land.
Depends on the investor to buy or not, or look for someone that
you
is
are
going
not
to give
buying.
it the right
It
of
depends
ownership.
you are not buying. It's just that the ownership is being given to you for a particular year, but there must be an agreement on way in which you will use the land.
Come again, you say you're not buying what?
You are not buying the land.
Okay.
You are only giving a transfer of ownership for a particular years. Okay. Understand? So whereby you can use it for what you want to use it, depending on the agreement between you and the assigner.
Okay.
Understand? So in those agreements, there will be a standard on how the land should be used. Maybe the person can lease this land and still give you instruction not to build anything on it. So this is where agricultural leasing comes in. People just want to plant on your land. They don't want to build anything.
So you can lease the land for agriculture.
Exactly. Because in the forms of real estate, there are real estate for agriculture, whereby people go and lease a huge land and start planting. Or people buy a huge land on a little scale, on a little price, then plant on it. Or people get an estate, then sell to investors. Now work in hand with the investors to start farming on it. So what comes from it, they share it to investors and the developers. So those ones are agricultural part of real estate, where you are practicing agriculture.
So this is obtainable.
It's obtainable. An estate can be. It's not. See, when they say estate, real estate is not must that is a house kind of estate where you have housing. So because we have residential, we have commercial, we still have this agriculture. The empty land can turn to farmland, and the farmland, the produce will be shared to every investor that owns the land in that estate. It depends on the agreement, understand,
or the form of real estate that is being practiced.
Because before you call yourself an investor, you need to research what works for a particular area. When you travel to Dubai, you know that what you are looking for is an apartment or hospitality real estate, whereby people will build a standard residential that works like a hotel.
I'm sure you've been to Dubai like 10 times. This is why you're using Dubai as a reference point.
That is.
Investor, Butu. So, is there another form of real estate so that we can wrap it up with that? Is there any form of real estate again that somebody can decide to invest on apart from agricultural real estate that you just told us right now?
Okay, you can go into residential, whereby you understand what the area is obtainable and what the area needs. This is where people renovate old houses and turn it to a standard apartment, because people now need they don't want to stay permanent, but they need a residential kind of housing. So this is where apartment kind of real estate comes in. So there's commercial where you buy a particular land because you want to build a business structure in it, because this is what is obtainable in that area. There is also residential where you build and open for rentals. Understand? So all these forms depends on what you want to practice. And also there is form of estate where is only land selling. So by land banking you are doing.
Yeah, land banking.
Yeah, that is
okay. Land banking is only for selling and reselling.
Reselling, yes.
Whatever you're building, you must resell. It's not a permanent. It's not a structure that you own for life.
No, you own it. It's a choice to resell.
Okay.
You invest on the land.
So, but land banking is people that buy and resell.
Land banking is just form of saving up through land purchase. You are trying to do what we call compound interest through land purchase. Compound interest or compound savings means where you know that saving 1 naira can give you edge to own 10 naira tomorrow. Understand me? So investing on land gives you the edge to resell tomorrow and own what you don't have for that tomorrow. So that is where land banking is. And it comes with information to where you understand that, okay, in so year, government is coming here to do so something. So let me go and purchase this land. Before then, once they finish the structure, the land will go up. Understand? It's called land banking. You bought it because you have plan for long-term investment or short-term investment. It all depends on the area, like I said. You need to put a lot of things in consideration before investing.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Chinwike Ekwobalo. Odogun, Ogulobele, Nwanne Peter Obi, Ekwape Nwata. Thank you for having us. We really appreciate your comment. I think I've been very well educated on the things I don't know about real estate. So onwezi onye chọọ ọnụ aka asị na aka ala ọmala aka ala ofe ka ome gịnị ofenye isi n'ọfịa. Ọ bụzikwa na ịchọ ka ị bụrụ a victim of land fraud ọngwa amazikwa, do your proper research ịmago ọnyanwa. So daalụ rinne n'ihe niile kọwara anyị. We really appreciate your comment and your deep wealth of knowledge. Daalụ, we appreciate you. Thank you. Today we are wrapping it up on this episode. Till next time, I remain the cause rep of the citizens of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.